What's up everyone, Zero here. So at the request of a couple people in my chat, I wanted to put together a video going over Heist. It's by far one of my favorite mechanics in Path of Exile, and it's very, very profitable, and with the upcoming league in a couple weeks, this should be very useful. So pop over here to your Heist Locker, and as you go through the campaign, you're going to start seeing a couple things drop. One is the Rogue's Marker. This is going to be your currency while you are doing the heist. This is how you hire the NPCs to run with you in the heist. This is how you reveal rooms and blueprints, which we will get into later. And this is also how you teleport to the Rogue Harbor. You right click on your Rogue Marker and it's going to open up a portal and pop you right in here. The first thing you're going to do when you get to the Rogue Harbor is you're going to go around and introduce yourself to the crew. There's Isla, Karst, Nanette, Gianna, Vindiri, Niles, Huck, Tibbs, and Tulina. So each one of these NPCs has heist perks, and I will get into that a little bit later in the video, but you can gear each one of these. Each NPC has a unique gear slot that's unique to that character. And then the rest is pretty just generic. But what you want to look for on these items are things like increased job speed, increased character level, reduced cost of hiring, things like that. Another good affix to look for is reduced raising of alert level from opening chests. That's going to really help you out a lot, especially when you're going through the contracts. Now, when you first get to the Rogue Harbor, this is going to be blank. You are going to start with Karst, Tibbs, and Isla. And Tibbs is going to unlock Tulina. Tulina is going to unlock Nanette. Karst is going to unlock Huck. Huck is going to unlock Niles. And Vindiri is going to unlock Gianna. And the way that you unlock them is by running jobs with those NPCs. So for instance, to unlock Tulina, all you have to do is just run a contract with Tibbs. Now each one of these NPCs has a specific job that they do. Karst does lock picking, perception, agility. Niles does counter thaumaturgy and deception. Huck does lock picking, brute force, demolition, engineering. Tibbs does brute force, demolition. Nanette does perception and counter thaumaturgy. Vindiri does demolition, trap disarmament, and engineering. Tulina does agility, lock picking, and trap disarmament. Gianna does deception, perception, and counter thaumaturgy, and Isla does engineering and trap disarmament. Pop back over here to your Heist Locker. Now, as you get your contracts, you're going to see here that they have jobs and they have a level next to them. That level is going to dictate which NPC you can take with you. So for instance, I have this engineering contract right here that's level 4. So as you can see here, Isla has engineering level 5. So I can take her. Vindiri has an engineering, but he's only level 2, so he cannot go on that contract. Huck has engineering, but he's only level 3, so he can also not go on that contract. So the only person that can run it is Isla. In my opinion, Vindiri, Karst, Gianna, and Tulina are my go-tos. Vindiri has a 14% chance to duplicate the contents of chests, and I'll explain that to you a little bit later. Karst has 40% less raising of alert level from opening reward chests, so you can actually open more of them when you're going through the contracts. Gianna has 30% reduced blueprint revealing costs, and you are going to get more reveals when running with her in the contracts, and I'll explain that in a minute as well. And Tulina has 14% less raising of alert level, as well as chance to find additional heist targets from secret reward rooms. There's also Tibbs, who can also unlock 2 chests after the lockdown's already initiated, and I will explain to you in a second why that's also a good thing. And Niles can unlock 1 chest. So those are also pretty useful as well. When you initiate a contract, you come over here to Adia, you pop in the contract, you click here on team, and then it'll show you which NPCs can run in that contract. So like we explained before, Isla is the only one that can run that high of a level in engineering. So you choose her, sign the contract. It's going to open up the area that the contract is in. And this is pretty straightforward, guys. You pop in the tunnel. The best reward chests to open during the contracts are the ones with the question marks. This is your alert level bar, so you want to make sure that you do not open any chests if that is towards the end. So you do not want to max that out because that's going to initiate imminent lockdown, and then you will not be able to get the reward at the end. So what I do is I just go in here, I unlock all the question mark chests. This is also a very good way to get chaos orbs in the very beginning of the league. I will explain a very good strat to do that here in a second. So what I do is I unlock all the question mark chests, and then I go to the end and I get to the curio. Now once you get to the curio, you break it open, you grab the contraband, and then you have to escape. And you have to be mindful because there are certain things that you can run right into, like traps, when you're doing trap disarmament contracts that will just straight up kill you, and then you will fail the contract. So you want to make sure when you're leveling up your rogues that you be mindful of that stuff. And then once you finish these contracts, the NPCs gain experience, and that is how you level them up. Pretty straightforward. That's how you get experience for them. That's how you level them up. That's also how you find their gear. Now come over here to Wakano, and every contract that you run is going to give you a Wakano reveal. And the number of reveals that you gain is based on the level of the contract that you run. So obviously the higher level contracts you run, the more reveals you're going to get. Also, if you run with Gianna or Niles, those are also going to grant you additional reveals. Now with Gianna and Niles, it's a little bit different because Niles gives you a 10% discount on reveals and Gianna gives you a 40% discount on reveals. So you go over here to Wakano, you hit reveal blueprint details, and you slap in your blueprint. And here you see that there are 3 wings, here and here. And there are multiple rooms on the side, and each one of these is going to cost rogue markers and reveals to reveal. So you want to make sure that you either get your blueprints fully revealed. There's passives on the Atlas passive tree to where you find more fully revealed blueprints. You want to make sure that you're only revealing the rooms that are going to be beneficial to you. So here's what I do. Here's my strategy. For the big reveals, because these cost a lot more than just the single rooms do, I use Gianna to reveal the big wings here and here. And I use Wakano to reveal the smaller ones. Now, when I'm out of Gianna, I just go over here to Niles because it's still 10% discount. So there are multiple different rewards that you can get in Heist. There's basic currency, harbinger currency, there's divination cards, maps, map fragments, gems, uniques, jewelry, armor, weapons, fossils, ultimatum, delirium, breach, abyss, legion, blight, essences, talismans, and random. The random chests are the ones that have the question mark above them. Those are mainly found in the regular contracts, and those are pretty good in the very beginning of the league. I will link in the description the POEwiki page so you can actually see the breakdown and the little icons for the corresponding rewards. But what I do is I go here, I will click on the currency rooms and reveal them. And then a lot of the time what I'll do is I will hit the divination cards as well. And other than that, it's pretty much just up to you. Like, you can find some good gems in there and stuff that sell for a little bit, especially in the beginning of the league. So it's really just up to you what you find to be most valuable and where you're at in the beginning of the league. So I'll usually reveal all the divination cards and currency rooms. I don't usually reveal the escape routes. I usually just run in and run straight back, but that is a way to do it. When you get the fully revealed rooms, everything is revealed. So you can just use the escape rooms. I typically like to save my rogue markers in the very beginning because I don't have that many of them, so I won't reveal these. It takes a little bit longer to run all the way back. Once you get later on, you have a bunch of rogue markers, it's good to reveal them. So I will reveal the escape routes. I pop the blueprint out, and then I go over here to the planning table, pop the blueprint in, and this is where I assign my NPCs. So first off, it's going to show you which NPCs you can assign. And if you hover over them, it'll tell you their perk. Like I said before, Karst has 40% less raising of alert level from opening chests, which is good because we're going to be opening up a lot of reward chests during the blueprint. So that's good. So we click here. So once the blueprint is fully revealed, you can see here on the blueprint itself, it's going to show you all the jobs that are required. Those jobs correspond with the rewards that you will get, and that will be in the POEwiki page. It'll show you which jobs go with which rewards, so you can target farm specific rooms. What a lot of people do is they will not reveal anything and just run straight to the reward room, because the curio is where the big money items are. But in the very beginning of the league, what I like to do is farm the currency and farm the divination cards and other things, because it can be very valuable, especially in the beginning of the league. But later on, what you can do is you can just get it, reveal the rooms, and then just run straight to the reward rooms, and that'll kind of optimize your farming. So once you have your crew hired here, you're going to hit confirm plans. The blueprint is confirmed, and then you hit that. Go back to the Rogue Harbor, and what I do is I just scour these, because the item rarity doesn't matter. It's not going to affect the reward chest, and it's also not going to affect the curio rooms. So you're going to click on prepare grand heist with a dia, begin the heist, and just like the contracts, you're going to run. You have, depending on how many wings there were, you have that many wings available to go into, and then you just go in. The rooms that you revealed, they will have their little icon above them, and then you click, get into the room. They do their little job. This is why increased job speed is good, because it's definitely going to help you get the job done faster. You can open these rooms a little bit faster. And then you go in here, open up your currency chests and your divination card chests. The escape route is indicated by a little ladder over here, as you see. So you can open this up before you get to the end room. Be careful of agility and traps, because if you run through there, you will die. If you run a build tanky enough, you can just run right through them. Counter Thaumaturgy 2 does have some things that will kill you as well, so you just be mindful of the little icons for the jobs. And here, once you get to the end, you get to the curio room. And this is where the big money items are. This is where you find all the cool bases, heist bases. This is where you find simplex amulets, cogwork rings, all that stuff. This is where you find all the replica items. There are some very, very big profit items in this mechanic, which is why I love running it. But as you can see here, this is where you get things like infernal blades, replica items. These curios can have like 20 divine orbs in them. They can have a mirror in them. It can have all sorts of stuff. But as soon as you break it, it's just like the contracts. As soon as you break it, you grab the item out, and then you got to escape the facility. If you die, you will fail, and you will lose all the contraband that you picked up, including from the chest. Now, since I am running one of the NPCs that can open up after lockdown, you want to open up the chest that you see. Doesn't really matter. You can kind of plan it out to where you have, like, if you're close to your alert level, you want to just memorize where the currency chests are, and then you can still open them after the lockdown, as long as you're running with those specific NPCs. You escape that wing, and then you just go back and do the same thing. As you can see here, I got a divine orb. It can be any amount in that stack. It's pretty rare to get a bunch of them. Usually you just get one, but this can be very profitable. There you go. So the grand heist is completed. Then you go back to the Rogue Harbor, and you have all your items that you picked up. Now, once you are able to, a good strategy in the beginning is going over here to Wakano and hit purchase items. He has a bunch of contracts here. And what I usually do is run the demolition contracts, because these have the question mark chests in them. And on the demolition ones, they are almost guaranteed, but not always, but you'll at least get one chaos orb. So you come in here, and every time you level, this will refresh all the way up until 67. So you go in here, buy all the demolition contracts, go back, get a level, do the same thing. And then as you do that, you can run those, and you can get a bunch of chaos orbs and then gear up. It's good for some early currency. And then also, as you're doing that, you're also getting them experience, which is going to level up your NPCs. So I hope I did a pretty good job explaining how the mechanic works. It's definitely one of my favorites. And if you have not tried it yet, or if you're new to PoE, this is definitely a good mechanic to get you off the ground in the very beginning of the league. So I hope to see you guys in the Rogue Harbor. If you guys found this video helpful at all, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.